We are joined now by retired Lieutenant David Lim. Lieutenant Lim was an officer with the Port Authority Police Department explosive unit. He was trapped in the rubble when the North Tower collapsed. It is good to see you on this day. As people walk up here onto our set, of course, we're looking at the area behind us, and I just wondered what your reflections are on this morning.
Well, I had the opportunity, since I came a little early today. Apparently, nobody wants me to be late. I went down on the site and I saw some of my fellow officers, that some of which weren't. I don't think there were more than 4 or 5 when this happened.
Wow.
And one of the older officers introduced me, and one of them turned around and says, "I believe I saw you on the History Channel." And I all of a sudden felt very old. But that being said, though, as far as my reflections, I think I'm reserving a lot of that for after this segment. I'm going to go down there. I've been authorized to be allowed on to the plaza, and I can reflect, over the names of my fellow officers, 37 of which were killed that day, of course, and all in one section. And I'll spend some time there and reflecting about how either quick or long 20 years seems. At sometimes, people ask me that question, how does it feel as far as time goes? And I tell them it depends on the moment. Like right now, it feels like yesterday, except for seeing those young fellows there, it reminds me that I've moved on in my life. And I think that's partially important also. I think that it's important that we do move on in our life. When I was first coming out and speaking about this, I had an 8th grade child ask me, "I'm afraid. Well, what am I going to do if they come and bomb my school?" Oh. And I told them, you can't be afraid. If you're afraid, the terrorists win. And we don't want the terrorists to win. We have to move on with our lives and keep going forward. I think that's what I'm trying to do.
David, in about 2 minutes, we're going to have the moment of silence for when the second plane hit. You were in the South Tower.
No, yeah.
Your offices were.
Yeah, my office was there.
And then you responded to the North Tower.
That's correct, sir. And
what did you encounter? You saw firefighters going up. You joined them.
Well, actually, to be honest, I was there first because I was actually assigned there. The firefighters responded there. I'm assigned to the World Trade Center. A lot of people don't realize that the Port Authority Police actually were assigned to the World Trade Center. We had other units respond from other commands, but we were assigned there. And the first thing I noticed was people exiting the building rapidly. So I made it a point to try to get up to the 44th floor of One World Trade Center to encourage people not to get on those express elevators because of the danger if one of the elevators go out of service, and then you'd be trapped because it's a straight drop and pretty bad. So that was my initial plan to get up there.
We can't help but mention that you had a service dog, Sirius, and you lost Sirius, and I want to say that you were so careful in the early days, and I think it was so gentle. You didn't talk much about it because you didn't want to say a dog was more important than all those who had lost human lives. But let's take a moment for that dog you dearly loved.
Well, thank you for that, because it was one of the things that I learned, through friends and professional help, that said I had to acknowledge the loss of my partner. Now, of course, I respect the loss of everybody that lost people. As I was saying before, I've come to learn to accept my loss as almost as much as people have lost with some of their family members, of course. And I think it's important to remember that he was also a police officer, a police canine that was assigned to the Port Authority Police. And I hope that one day that the museum will deem it appropriate to put his name next to the other 37 officers that are up there on the memorial now.
Lieutenant Lim, will we honor Sirius this morning? There were many souls lost that day, and we revere them. Thank you for being here with us.
Matter of fact, I have a little something for everybody, little memorial cards. Pass that down, please. Thank you. And one for you, of course.
See if I can hold it up to the camera.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
That's actually the picture of our graduation the day we graduated the Canine Academy. And this woman, Louise Krause, was good enough to make up these cards. We had a lot of canine friends in the world that sent heartfelt messages to me and to all the search and rescue dogs that worked afterwards. They actually sent little booties, tons of food, bones, dog toys, which we gave to all the rescue people, of course.
Yeah.
But I think it goes to show that people do recognize also all the losses of that day. And as one person in Alaska said to me, he said, I don't know anybody at the World Trade Center that was lost, but I've lost my dog, and I felt that for some reason.
He was your partner.
He was my partner.
All
That's
right.
one thing I have to remember.
David Lim, Lieutenant, thank you so much for sharing your story and being with us.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.